Hi, I'm Sydney.
And I'm Evan.
And this is Dude, It's Darwin, episode 6, our Valentine's Day episode. Not gonna be the super lovey-dovey thing that most people do on Valentine's Day episodes, but we are actually going to be talking about the holiday itself. Everyone has strong feelings about Valentine's Day, whether they be good or bad. Everybody has a super strong opinion. Some people think that, you know, it's Singles Awareness Day, and some people think that it's a really beautiful thing, and then some people feel nothing. So I guess our big topic is if it's a commercial day or a real day. Because a lot of people go around saying that the greeting card companies and the Hallmarks of the world invented the day to sell more product. And I guess what we believe is that it should be more than just a day. Wouldn't you say? So these kind of feelings and actions shouldn't just be on Valentine's Day.
Right, like, you know, you don't see everyone being like, oh no, I'm single on St. Patrick's Day. Like, it's like a pre-scheduled date night, but it's really just like any other day.
And I think we should embrace it. It should be something where it's like, instead of, oh crap, I've got to get home and I've got to make reservations and I've got to get her flowers or I've got to get him, you know, a watch, whatever your traditions are. It's loving who you're with and who you're surrounded by should never be a burden. Ever. And I think the key about Valentine's Day, at least to us, is that it's not about necessarily being in love. Yes, sure, of course it is about that person if you're in a relationship, but if you're not, it's also about the people that you surround yourself with. I personally love Valentine's Day. I think that Valentine's Day is like the perfect excuse to be corny and cheesy and over-the-top romantic, and your significant other can't get mad at you on that day, at least. But no, I think it's a beautiful day that should be embraced. I mean, we have lots of different holidays, and I think that this should be no different in our acceptance of it. I don't know why people are so negative about love, you know, but I think that Valentine's Day is actually, it's a reminder to stop and breathe and remind the people that you love them and what you love about them.
Right, and a lot of people say the same thing about Christmas being whole commercialized and, you know, what am I going to get? But, you know, it's really what you make it. There's the people who love Christmas because it brings their families together. So why should this be any different? It is what you make it.
All right, so our current event of the week is about Brian Williams, and he just recently has been suspended for 6 months without pay for exaggerating the truth and lying about being where he said he was in the Middle East when his copter went down, which in reality he was not on that copter. So I guess what the question would be is there a certain set of morals that goes with being a newscaster?
I think anyone in, not necessarily an authority position, but anyone who's feeding information has an ethical standpoint of how they want to tell the story. The biggest thing is his credibility, you know. How do you guys see it? Should it be where he steps down as an ethical standpoint? Because I understand he has a very comfortable life, but to lie about something like that and his whole credibility is ruined.
And we think that, yeah, as a newscaster, all you have is your credibility. Once people stop believing you, then I guess you just go to the fluff pieces? I don't know. But I personally think that he made a mistake, and I personally won't trust his word. Which is too bad, because I know he's done years, decades of journalism and reporting, and it just shows you that one misstep can, you know, tank an entire career.
And this could go for all reporters, how you look at them. So really, it's how do you see someone who feeds you news? What do you think the ethical standpoint should be?
And we think that it kind of discredits everybody that's been in that situation. The men and women that have given their lives in similar circumstances and just in the Middle East and in all wars. It discredits their stories when you start making up stories about how you were involved in something similar. So, we kudos to the guy that called him out on it. So, our Darwin Moment of the Week goes to a Target employee that I'm sure everyone has heard about by now. And a teenager had come in for a clip-on tie, and Target doesn't sell those, so he was directed towards this employee who could tie a tie.
Employee of the month.
Employee of the month should be, who then helped him pick out a tie, went ahead and tied it for him, and gave him some pointers on interviews. And I think that it's taking that extra time. And even, it's all about the little things. Like, even if you're checking out at a store or you're picking up your food at a McDonald's, make eye contact when they ask you how you're doing. Don't just brush it off and go, how much is it? Just look them in the eye, stop yourself, take a breath, and ask them how they're doing, because I think it's those moments of human contact that are so important.
Yeah, and for all we know, this story inspired someone else to, pay it forward, or however you want to say it, whatever cliche, but, not a cliche, don't be a dick, and, just help out where you can.
Well, that's all from us this Wednesday. Tune in next Wednesday for Darwin episode 7. I don't know what that's about either, but Dude, it's Darwin episode 7 coming at you next week. Don't forget that it all starts with a conversation.
Your actions can cause a movement.